Hi, I'm Gail Payne. I played Rebecca Stanley in God's Will. This is Ron Barba, who played David Stanley.
Yeah.
And Aric Grooms, who played...
Will?
Famous Will.
The Will.
Of God's Will.
God's Will, the only will. And so, yeah, we are here to just watch God's Will and provide a little background color commentary.
Let's go.
Let's do it. You ready?
Let's do it. Yep.
Loofah. They put the loofah down. Here we go.
I was sinking so deep in sin.
Okay.
Right now it's 90 degrees. We just got to Ohio. I mean, we just got to the location.
Yeah, this is the first day of shooting. The car scenes are the first day.
Has resigned as pastor of King Spirit
Earlier
Church.
this week, Pastor Stanley resigned after it was discovered that he had
Pastor
an
David
affair
Stanley
with a woman in
has admitted to an affair with a woman in his
Stanley
church.
resigned last week after confessing to an affair with a woman in his congregation. We'll
So
be
how
talking-
does this scandal affect Christianity as a whole?
Every time that something like this happens, it just drives more and more people away from the church.
This is day 3.
This was shot in New Jersey, right?
This was in Newark, New Jersey. That's Robert Puncher, partner of mine from a very good comedy
Good
show.
friend.
That's Nicole Donnelly, agent.
Asian comedian, now actress.
Ooh. And Mr. Steven Strickland.
You know, Steve's awesome.
I don't know.
Those guys showed up and just did an amazing clip of that.
I don't know him.
Most people don't know. They know if they were part of the production, but we had Ruby was added the day before, or 2 days before, and she's from Southern Ohio and just happened to be home.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't believe it that she was 20 minutes away from where we were shooting when I called her because we couldn't use some SAG actors.
Your wife.
Want to play my
Yeah.
wife,
Oh, yeah.
She did a great job.
And-
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, so why Ohio? Tell us.
Well, that's where I'm from, and I had access to locations. Like this is my friend Troy. He's one of the most talented piano players I've ever been around.
Wow.
What an unbelievable singer, piano player, and preacher.
He's a great preacher.
Right when I
And
met
who's-
him, he was preaching in the kitchen. Oh,
This
now look
is
at her.
awesome, yeah. Who's that?
Oh, she's unbelievable.
Cassidy Joy, voice of an angel. She sang this song probably 20 times that day.
Wow.
And it sounded exactly the same. Most movies would have to have someone lip sync or voice over this, but audio right into the microphone and never had to change anything. She was perfect.
Wow, yeah. Now, are these places were you ever a preacher? I mean,
I was
yeah,
a preacher
okay,
for
okay.
20 years. Yeah.
Okay,
I
are
didn't
these,
know.
wow,
Holy mackerel.
since you were 5. 10 maybe.
No, but this church is Troy's church. And that's why I said when I went back to Ohio, the main reason I was there, like when you guys were both in midlife too. When we shot that during the pandemic, so it had its challenges. But locations were the biggest challenge. They always are in New York. There was no challenge at all to get the locations and to get extras. So things that were really difficult to get for midlife.
Are these churches that you ever were a preacher in?
No, I never. Troy bought that. Troy was a pastor of a big church, and he left that, and then he bought this for himself. And he's actually, if you go to it now, it looks nothing like that. He renovated it soon after we were done.
Oh.
It's perfect for this scene. No, it's not one, but it looks exactly like every church I was in growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's his piano.
What is Davis Run?
I just made that up. I don't know. I got friends back
That's
home
the
named
church?
Davis. Yeah, Davis Run Church. See, it says church in the smaller letters.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We made that logo day of, put it up on their thing.
Good morning.
That was weird to be actually preaching. That's the first time I've been in a suit in front of a congregation, even though I was acting.
Thank you, Arthur.
It was,
Courtney.
There he is,
Thank you for
Keith
that.
in the back, the producer.
yeah, he's,
So have you ever had inclinations to the pulpit? Any?
When I was 28, I really became very religious and read the Bible a lot. And I just felt like it was such a great great thing to be thinking about. You felt higher. You felt like you had a purpose. And I kind of was very preachy back then, for a little time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you grow up going to church?
Yeah, Mom brought me Catholic church. She brought me to church. My mom's still going to church now at 75. She still goes pretty much every Sunday. Yeah. I don't go with her all the time, so unfortunately.
We were the best men at each other's weddings.
Yeah.
He's Timothy's godfather. His wife, Rebecca, and he mean the world to Connie and me. That's Troy's wife. Her dad was my high school principal.
Yes.
Gabby, yeah, he died recently of a very rare disease. Just an amazing man. No, I think God's will. One of the things people always ask me, how much of this is my life story, and I say it's zero. Nothing that Will does did I do in ministry. I never had any experiences, anything like that. Even the overwhelming things that go on in his mind about it all being too much didn't really apply to me either. But it's a story of a group of people, you know what I mean, like a subculture, if you will, in Appalachia. So I try to keep that as authentic to people like Gabby. He loves Jesus. He loves his family. And Ruby, like I said, she's from there too, so it just made it so authentic. Everything about it was.
She was in the service, right?
What's that?
She was in the armed services.
Yeah, she's a Marine. You don't want to mess with her.
She's a Marine, yeah.
Yeah, she drank. She could out drink.
It's amazing hearing that about her.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. And like I said, just like you did, Gail. She came on later on, but you had a few days with the script, right? Before that, your days were later. But your Dave. She came on set.
We all are Dave. Each of us needs to say in our hearts, "There, but for the grace of God, go I."
And how long was the whole shoot?
We had 21 shoot days, I think, and our first shoot was the Newark shoot. That was at the beginning.
Right. Yep.
That was like on the 17th, and we finished up because we had like a 5 or 6 day break between that and getting to Ohio. So it probably stretched over about 30 days, but we had like 21 shoot days. This is one of my favorite moments of filming. She's a comic friend of mine, and she's from Ohio. She lives in Dayton. Karen's her name, Karen Jeffy. We're talking there. I was asking her, we were just joking with each other, trying to make each other crack up. And then, of course, they're filming us the whole time. You can't see what we're saying. I'm not mic'd up even. But I mean, I was saying nasty things, and she was saying nastier things back. And if you watch the daily, you'll see after that scene, we just die laughing and start hugging each other. She did a great job not breaking Karen.
I'm not certain there's anything more you could do.
What's been your biggest surprise about the film so far, either of you?
Biggest surprise? I don't know about. I mean, we've been in film festivals, been shown. We didn't apply to as many with this film as we did Midlife, so people would say we didn't win as many awards or whatever, but we probably put it in a quarter of the number of festivals or applied. But it's just the different types of audiences that would like it. That's been a surprise. I know the film has some very powerful moments that are sexual and drugs are involved and all that, and I think a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. Because I want to tell a story. If there's redemption, there has to be a fall, and I want you to see the fall and feel it, and just sit there and let you think about it.
Yeah.
This place is beautiful.
What is that club?
Yeah.
Lake White Club.
What is the White Club?
Lake White. That's Lake White right there.
Oh, Lake White.
Yeah.
I got
That's
you.
Rick Green, his wife, right there.
Yeah, great extras. You had so many people come through.
Yeah.
It was great.
They were awesome.
This is the Lake White Club, and
beautiful.
A couple years ago, they had
right over the water.
They had a big benefit for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So like five players former players from the Buckeyes drove down for this benefit. They were all 5 were black guys, and the neon sign, the lake, didn't light up, so it just said the White Club.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
There's another extra that's called him Goob. His name's Greg Copper. He actually came. A lot of these guys came to when we showed it out in Ohio to do the screening for the cast and crew out there. He and I worked together. He's just one of the best guys.
Well, I can't imagine a lot of films are shot, at least not in that area.
No. People are shooting certain things. It's so easy to shoot things now, right?
Thanks for being there for me, brother.
This is what I love about this movie with Ron. This is nothing like Ron in real life. Ron sits in an apartment in New York City and watches people take showers.
Taking showers.
Wow, and they're still there too, but we digress.
You know what I mean?
But here,
that book she's holding is actually a book that Troy wrote.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I read that book.
Yeah,
Great book. Great. He's
this
such
is
a
Troy's,
deep spiritual man.
Troy's put here on earth to preach.
Such a beautiful, incredible man.
This next scene, I'm going to set it up because this was my most important scene of this movie because, and this is why I was glad you were able to do this, because very few people I know could do this, because people had to think about you for the next hour without seeing you.
You're home.
And there she is.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm home.
I only was able to watch you guys do this one time on set. I had to leave. I couldn't.
This is my home.
Yeah, this is just so good. I walked out with Keith. I said, I'm going to go outside.
That was an amazing house.
Yeah. Thanks to Nikki, David for letting us use their place.
Yeah.
Great acting.
Maybe not ever.
Rebecca.
I want to believe that you're sorry.
I want to cry. I'm like, I can't.
Do you like watching yourself on camera? Do you like watching yourself? Is that weird?
I hate it. I'm like, what the heck are you doing, you dummy? Get off there. Put somebody else in there. Hire somebody else. But watching you guys is heaven.
Yeah. I don't know.
But, okay,
I find it awkward.
It is awkward to watch yourself, but not to watch you. I don't see you very often, except actually I see you about 4 times a week. I'm watching one of my. I think you got to be in every film I'm in somehow. I don't know how you work that out.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Yeah, contractually obligated to.
Becky, I don't know what else I could say. I mean, if what I've done has cost me everything, I'll have to learn to live with that. But I hope to God it hasn't.
No, that you guys just did such a great job with that.
You broke my heart.
It's so beautiful.
Way to go.
You're so amazing.
You still have your wedding
I thought you
ring
were like a comedy actress. And she's like,
only when people are taking a shower outside.
They got the loofah going, and you're all crying over here.
Yeah, really. Oh my
So
God.
the reason I actually wrote this story when the original version when we were shooting midlife towards the end of midlife, and this was the scene where everyone told me this is where you actually have a movie, right? Because up to this point, you've got the friend who's going to help, and now you find out, and this was. It was just, this was one of the most awkward things I've ever done in my life. And Cassidy, in her interview, she talks about her experiences in doing this scene. But the way they lit the room, the way they shot it, the way Lewis and Joey put it together, to shoot it all in a continuous scene, was just great choreography between them and Matt. And I was so nervous. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done in my life.
Did you talk it through? I mean, there's a lot of things.
She and I talked to it.
Okay.
And the scene after this one, when we were in the bed, that one, we actually were like, is there any rum or anything? So we each took a shot, because it was, this one, obviously, visually it looks worse, but we don't touch each other here, right?
Yeah.
Where there, we had to lay, in bed together. But here's the thing about this that was powerful. And this is, people give me mess about why there's Jesus right there.
Oh, right.
When she goes down on you. Oh, and Jesus in the back?
That's a picture of Jesus that was there. Ooh. And people are like, well, you didn't, because I could have cut that scene differently. And we even toyed around with like not even having her with her. But you needed to see that because, again, I saw the fall is, this guy is sinning.
Yeah.
Right? And she is too. And it's bad. And when preachers sin, it really happens in the preacher's house, right? With pictures of Jesus up and stuff.
Right. Well,
pictures. And people gave you crap for that?
Oh, yeah. Nobody's going to give me crap in my face, but a few people are like, why do you, why'd you need that? Oh, I don't. Well, at the screening in Ohio, I got 2 compliments. Well, not really compliments, but one was from my Aunt Sheila. My Aunt Sheila, because her son, her gay son, came with his husband, and they came with her and they took her home and they came back to our after party. And she said, well, I didn't hate it. That's the biggest compliment I've ever gotten from her for anything I've ever done. There's about 30 seconds between the time that we leave the bed till the time we come here, and Keith and I wrestled around about why is it that long. I'm like, if you see that, your mind just got blown the 2 minutes before that, and you really need to realize that there's something big going on here, right? So we tried to cut it a little bit, but we left that long stretch there.
I can't do
But
this.
my mom, she described it this way. She goes, I really liked it, but there were some parts. But those parts are the fall, right?
Yeah.
And without those, redemption doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, you gotta have that. You can't, it's not a perfect.
No, it's not entertaining if there's no conflict.
Oh, and this brings me
Life
to...
is not perfect.
Right.
It's like this.
We already heard Troy's
Gets
Basin
dark.
of Hell.
It has to be
This
relatable.
song, I'm going to give a shout out to this artist. Her name's Emma Lynn White. She's a Nashville recording artist. And she writes songs. She writes songs for a lot of reality shows and for different national. She doesn't want to perform, which is weird. But every once in a while, she writes a song that means something to her. And I don't know if she's even 30 years old yet. But her songs have so much depth. And this song's called Breaking Point. And she'll put little clips of a song, and I'll just text her, can I have that whole song? And she'll say, yeah. So the amount of talent that came to put their music in this is just amazing, including Cassidy.
Yeah, great singer too.
She wrote a song and she will be here in here.
Did her song go in?
Yeah, it's her.
And this is still Ohio. That's gorgeous.
This is the Airbnb
property
that we rented for Matt and Abdul. It's a wedding event space, and we met the guy, and we're like, you mind if we just film this here? And I just love this, and keep this in mind for later in the movie, but this spot, where Will comes out to this spot where he can look over the valley and just feel a peace.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm not thrilled. You're gonna move out to the farm. We can finally,
What are you talking about? Cassidy, whenever she was talking about it, she said that this movie's about Jesus and girls in their underwear. I said, well, I guess.
That's right.
I can't go on pastoring. I can't live another minute with Connie, and I sure as hell can't live on some farm with a woman damn near half my age.
What?
I gotta go.
Wait, Will! Wait, where are you going?
Well, I think it's also about purpose, right? And wanting to do something meaningful with your life, and sort of sometimes not even knowing what the options are, right? And so you kind of gravitate towards what's around you, and but then also realizing that there's a big wide world out there, a lot of temptation, and that really forces you to figure out who you are and who you want to be, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for driving.
And that's the other thing that people, there we are in the car, it's probably like 85 to 1,000 degrees in there.
It's so hot.
It was so hot. See, Ron's got a hat with a
no problem.
State of Ohio on it.
Oh, yeah.
Or in your hunk of junk anyway.
That's right.
You know that car is a classic, right?
Wow. What a day.
Probably not our finest, man.
Well, where to?
Atlanta.
Another thing that people don't really realize is that how much temptation that a minister gets on a sexual level, right? Like how many people look up to those positions. And it's not just Christianity. And my wife's a cantor. When she did her ordination service, Dr. Ruth was their speaker.
Oh, yeah.
And that was her message to them. You're sexual objects to these people in your congregation.
Yeah.
You had, and gave a good lecture on how to not to fall into those temptations. And it happens, it's not the Christian. This is the other thing.
Sure.
People ask me, when they read a script, they're like, why would these preachers go to a strip club? I said, you believe this, but some preachers sometimes end up going to a strip club.
Yeah.
That's Gerard, great friend, great act.
So sorry, where is this exactly?
Now we have moved, physically, this location is in Florida.
Okay.
That's when we went down to Florida to film, and we were able to find this club It's not a nice place necessarily. I mean, I shouldn't have said that. It is a great place, but what I'm saying is it's very authentic to what a kind of club they would go to. It's not like the big clubs you can go to in Miami because it's in Port St. Lucie, a very small town. That's what I mean. Matter of fact, it used to be a Wendy's. That's what, and I always go.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, where's the drive-through? That kind of thing. And this girl, Bunny is what she goes by on stage. Her name, they just don't want me to call her Bunny, but she's
an actress or she's a stripper?
She's a dancer at this club. Well, she's a dancer at one of the clubs.
Know the term.
Nicely saved.
Yeah, she's a dancer.
Okay. So what was the audition process for this? This is what I've been dying to ask you for a long time. I'm like, did you take weeks and hundreds of people?
Yeah, we did an extensive search throughout the entire southeastern portion of the United States, and probably went through 12 to 13,000 dancer applications until we landed on the 4 that we thought would give us what we needed.
Yeah.
Well, that's Lexi. One of the things I love about the films I've done the last 3 years, the ones we've been able to get together, is how many tremendously talented actors that I'm able then to use in roles that they're not very big, right? Steve Strickland, for example. Could do his own movie, right? Yeah. But he just has a small part in that. And I think it just elevates the quality of your film when you do that.
Yeah.
Now the dancers in this scene are most of them are working dancers in Florida.
At this club, or
I don't know if it's this club or not.
So if people wanted to go to that club, they could see these people that are in this film. Or?
Some of them I don't know. You have to ask Keith because Keith knows the owner of this place. Keith knows the owner of this place. Matter of fact, one of here's another thing. You know. We all know.
There you go.
Thank you.
Anytime.
And she came over just for that night, right? Because we started shooting late, right? Like 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning was call time for this, and we had to be done by 1 because that's when they opened. And the owner of this club is friends with Keith. They're just such a nice person. The lady sitting right there, the dancer sitting right there. We actually, Ron and I talked to her on set, and she's a dancer, but she is moving her. But she said this is what she can control her life and doesn't have to worry about a man. She can take care of her son. But she goes to church every Sunday. She never misses with her son, right? So that whole contradiction of a person who does that for a living, but yet they still see that spiritual side of them is important. I think it's amazing. I'm not going to tell her name because she has a stage name that she doesn't want to be too public.
Right.
And there's Madison and Chelsea. Chelsea's phenomenal.
Madison's from Atlanta, right?
She lives in Atlanta. Madison's around Charlotte somewhere.
And how did you find them?
This is all backstage casting, where we
shout out to backstage.com.
And Chelsea was actually in line to play Mia, which is a bit more prominent role. I thought Chelsea brought this character to life.
I'm just trying to get his mind off everything.
He is so
Madison originally applied for the role of Morgan, the one that Hannah plays, but her story personally connected to me because of her own relationship with the church and her family's relationship with the church. And she had written us a letter about that. And
well, let's open.
Tell us what the audition process is like for,
this part.
Any of the, well, yeah, that too. No, yeah, let's start with that.
I just saw that over there.
I know,
how this was shot is probably a better way. The audition was whichever one of you are willing to come in at 3 in the morning and work till 1 in the afternoon for very little money. We paid them, of course.
The female body.
But
we don't have enough of this in society.
But
this is all non-union, I assume.
No, see, so this is a different dance.
Oh, they're union.
Yeah.
But all they did,
their own union?
We had them just do a dance like 3 or 4 times. Bunny had to do more. She probably, how long, Ron? She probably was dancing for almost 2 hours.
Yep.
With very little breaks.
That's hard work.
She was filmed while Ron and I were walking in.
You can just do that.
No.
Not that easy. And no one can.
No.
Who's going to hire? And to get on camera, you got to be in shape.
Well, so we just filmed
Yeah.
all of them doing that, doing their routine, and then we used what fit the story. So the other dancers, they didn't do as many dances as Bunny did, because like I said, Bunny was in the background of the shots with us, so she had to do more. There's Joey Lights, their gaffer. He wanted to be, and he wanted his cameo in the film to be at the strip club, so he waited till the last day.
Oh my God.
This is the last day of shooting.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. And how do you decide what to shoot when? That's one thing I think about film that people don't really understand is it's not sequential, that it's not in order. So how do you do that?
How do you make those decisions?
Yeah.
Well,
why don't you shoot it sequentially?
Well, in a perfect world, you would. But in a low budget film, I don't have, I don't have the ability to have a hair and makeup person for every actor. So make sure they look the same, Like if you shot, like this scene's the last day, right? So the scene, the car, which is the same theoretical day in the movie, right? That was the first day that we were on set. So I'd have to make sure that those...
It all has to line up with the availability of the venue, right?
Plus
and
the actor.
Right.
Yeah. So like this, I had you on set for 2 days, right?
Yep.
So we've only had one of your scenes. So now I would have to bring you back from Indiana or whatever to come and shoot the scenes at the end.
Right. And how about costumes and stuff? How do you guys navigate like what people are wearing or just any of that?
Well, this scene was a little tougher, but
your hair,
What am I gonna do? I didn't need major hair stylists.
When I left New York, I packed 2 suitcases. One was mine, and the other one was Will's.
Oh, okay.
So then I just kind of we had to remember which we wore for whatever scene, but it worked out well. Okay. This is in Portsmouth, Ohio.
That looks like it was really hard acting on your part. Like, was that?
I think I probably was drunk
you guys.
that day. But yeah, this is the first time my
method
character ever got
acting
drunk.
right here at its finest.
I just did the budget for the account. I just put all that stuff together, and our food bills could get out of whack.
This was at a lodge, right? This was in that cool lodge.
Yeah, it's a Shawnee State Forest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool, and they had all these.
It's a
cabins
national forest. Thank you very much. I'm from Southern Illinois.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
I went to school in Southern Illinois. I'm not from Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Checkout is at 11.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll come down and pay for now.
That's Liz Fletcher. Liz is from Georgetown, Kentucky, and so she auditioned for the role, and she had a real strong connection to the story for her own personal reasons as it relates to religion and how her church treated her when she went through some real tough times. So she was willing to drive up, and we of course would pay her, and we took care of everybody. But to have people, she's a great actress. She's just won an award for a horror film that she was in, and she shot a film about the Mothman down in Gallipolis, Ohio, in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
She's a comedian, right?
No, she's just an actress. She's an actress, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she's, maybe
I thought I met her. I thought she was a comedian.
No, the area is beautiful.
Did we go to a...
Yeah.
Did I?
Nah, man. You were good. Well, at least you weren't that bad.
Oh, I'm a mess. You seem fine.
But I used to drink like this all the time and be drunk. Not drunk like this waking up, but sometimes. So it wasn't hard to remember that.
Okay.
We started shooting at this site. We shot in Portsmouth for 3 days, I think, 3 total days.
Okay.
We actually had an extra day. We actually didn't have to. We were going to use the 4th day, but we were able to squeeze everything in. But there's Nikki.
Yeah.
Beast and bottle.
That looks like an awesome bar. I love the outside of the...
Oh, everything's about great. So that's my best friend right there, Matt Daniels, from growing up. He's your best friend since kindergarten. And that's one of my best friends, Donnie Osborne, who's executive
Donnie's
producer.
Great. Love
set all
Donnie.
of these. He set all the Waverly, Ohio locations he set up for me. And then that's Matt's daughter, Marcy, with it. Right there over my shoulder, that's Aaron Anderson. So some of the bonus footage also has behind the scenes stuff. So Aaron was on set and shot that. He was there. He was there with you guys when the scene you just did, the first scene you were in. He was there that day shooting those scenes, and at the church, for matter of fact. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Sick or too much fun?
Not enough.
Wasn't she one of the last people to audition for you?
No. What happened with this? And I had 5 people that I really knew could play Rachel. Here's the downside, and you guys are actors, and the whole video audition thing, like the self-tape. I don't know that I'm not saying I can't use that as a weeding out process, but really a lot of times, like Chelsea, one of the reasons I loved her in her self-tape was because she, her reader was so good. Her boyfriend Andrew. I'm like,
don't tell my husband that.
No.
Did they say anything about the reader? I'm
No,
like,
we hired you too.
No.
No, but what I'm saying is we had 5 people that we knew could play it. 3 were SAG actresses and 2 weren't. Nikki wasn't. But we narrowed it down to 2. And it was like when they walked in the room, you knew it was her. Not that she's a better actress, and she's not a seasoned.
That's what they say about casting all the time.
It's just you were that character, and she just was. And again, we had that feeling from the beginning just because the way she said her self-tape up. But seeing her walk in, and then Lewis was with me whenever we did that, and Ron, we had to read with him. And then when she just told me when she's available and stuff, and I said, well, I'll move my shoot days around. And then when he walked out, Lewis said. When she walked out, Lewis said, she probably knew when you were arranging your shoot.
Good poker face.
Yeah, I gave her one. I was I had a flush and she knew.
Well, they say that all the time. I was somewhere yesterday where they're like, you just got to remember it has actually, I mean, when you're whether you're in the room or a self-tape, I mean, sometimes it has nothing really to do with.
If it's God's will.
I just said it's God's will.
Yeah.
It's God's
in
will.
the script.
Those 2 ladies went to kindergarten as well. I've known Regina in the middle since I was a baby. She was born when I was 4 months old. We've never not known each other. And then Joyce, she came into our lives in kindergarten. But they're best friends, 2 of the best women we've ever met. They're just so fun. And this is Christine Oswald. Christine is from Cincinnati, so she lives in. She's a phenomenal actress. Again, she's from Cincinnati, so I wanted to have some local feel.
That's great. Yeah.
And she's been doing a bunch of amazing things as well. But again, it's another actor who deserves more time, right?
Yeah.
But it makes this scene so much better.
Oh, man, look, I'm terribly sorry.
I don't want to hear your apologies. Do you have any idea what it's like to be
a bitch? Do you have any idea what this man's been through? Seriously, you don't know him? You know the kind of pressure he's under?
He added that. Ron added that. No, he said, "Tell me to shut up." Yeah. It was Ron. But whenever he read the script, he's like, "Do you think a preacher would really act that way?" I said, "If a preacher went through what this guy went through, and he knows you don't know who I am, I might."
Yeah. Well, it's what everybody would love to do and say, about when they're protecting their best friend.
I don't preach anymore because my last sermon was called "Let me tell you idiots something."
That was your last one?
No, but I said, but there's not a preacher. Everybody laughs. I said, there's not a preacher in America that would love to preach this.
Yeah, right.
What are you doing?
What? That was awesome. I felt alive, invigorated.
I learned more about you in the last 24 hours than the last 30 years.
Eating those cold French fries all day. That's the bad thing people don't realize about making a movie. You have to eat that food. Gets cold.
No, fuck him. We got someplace we can go.
I thought we were going
The other thing about that bar, there's nothing in that bar that would make you think you were in Ohio. That was so important for us.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Not even Ohio State Buckeyes thing. No.
Right.
Is that Waverly that we're in?
We're in Waverly there.
Well, and some people would think that you just built that set, right?
It
it's
looks
not
like it, doesn't
somewhere.
it? It's
Well,
gorgeous.
yeah.
My
it
friends
could be.
let us, and again, we had that for 3 days if we wanted it.
Wow.
Without any outs. I mean, that you never get that in New York.
No.
So, and we
That'd
even
be
left
very...
our equipment there. And my friends Nate and Josh, they own that place. It's the best barbecue you'll ever have. My friend Joe Pontillo says it's the best hamburger he's ever had.
It was so good.
This part of the scene was pretty much scripted, but we lost an actress and then we lost some extras, so we decided just to shoot the scene. So what happens, not so much with Ron and Madison, but me and she just stares a hole through her in that scene. I love that. But what Chelsea and I do is unscripted. We just got in character and did it.
Yeah, that's great. So to what degree does that happen and that's unscripted versus scripted?
Oh, it happened very little. This was the only, well, there may be a couple other places. We added some stuff, like with Ron telling him to shut up and all that. That was a great idea. We changed, you were sure Rebecca wants to work through all this, but if it's God's will, that was Matt saying that, because that's in the title of the film. So what they do right now is scripted. But what way it was originally done, it was going to be a scene with me and the other extras were supposed to be on set, and then it was then another scene with them, and then me leaving the party, right? So This is honestly on Lewis Kent, our cinematographer.
Lewis. Love
and
Lewis.
editor. He made this scene something special, both from when the music starts to bringing a bit back in between both rooms. It's amazing. But yeah, what Chelsea and I did, we stayed in character and improvised, and I would love to do it again, but she just nailed it. She's just so talented. She was like having a person who could play every position in baseball, right?
You want to have some fun? All right, give me. Oh no.
I always tell her and Andrew, her boyfriend, 'cause they're just so gorgeous. And I hate them because they're so nice too. Right? I even tell them that. I said, that's your problem. As long as you're good looking and talented, that's fine. But you can't be this nice too.
This is?
No.
Have you never done drugs before?
No.
Any drugs?
No.
What about smoking weed?
No.
Have you ever smoked a cigarette?
No.
Oh boy. Well, I'm sure this comes as no surprise, but I love being someone's first. Give me a bill.
What?
How hard was it to pretend like you're snorting coke?
Yeah, harder than you think. It was.
I didn't have.
What was it? I forget what it was. B12 or some. I don't know what it was. We were going to do one other thing, and somebody says like, "That'll kill you." Really, Google that, and it would have. So we're like, we had to get something else.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, but it was pink too. That's the bad thing because we had to crush it. So we just crushed up these pink pills.
Oh, gotcha.
This is actually Matt Taylor, who will come in. There's his picture on the wall. But Matt, that's his house. He let us use his home. And Matt, the thing about having Matt on the set, he's very handy. So we had a couple technical things he'd done.
So are you snorting something there?
Yes.
Like what?
I forget.
8-ball.
No, it was a B12. It's like it's a vitamin that you can do but it hurt. Like
I
after a
bet.
while, you're like, but it did clear my nostrils were clean as they've ever been. It was really cool.
I remember doing this is scary this is in high school,
You're on
and we were.
camera. If you're going to confess to something, you better be careful.
I know. No, we were doing a high school project, and we videotaped like a scene from Julius Caesar, but it was like modern day. We actually tried to pretend that we were snorting cocaine, except we blew it out the nose, and it just it looked so fake, but it was hysterical.
It's going to go somewhere.
It was very funny. I can't believe that the teacher let us do that.
I just think there's some symbolism here in this guy because he's not rich, right? He's probably done okay, but that $5 means something.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I'm just sitting there, just trying to.
Yeah. Take you back.
After she left, what would I do?
It's hard to say.
It is hard to predict the future, David. But we can take advantage of the opportunities we have in front of us.
But that scene was written
Right
different,
now.
but I didn't hate the way it turned out because it was written different, but again, it was written different because it was going to be my scene than that scene. So but having it weaving in and out of the two rooms, it works as well, if not better than the way we've done it.
Now, what was your most challenging?
That scene.
That scene. Yeah. Well, he was like that. Other scene was super challenging for him, and so I just wondered in the film, like, we can wait till it comes, or if it's already happened. What was your most challenging to shoot?
It's got to be the long monologue. The long monologue
Which
I had
one?
with him. The long monologue.
The fight in the street.
Ah.
That was my favorite.
Yeah,
that was shot actually.
though that's
pretty
the
early
best. Yeah, to me, it's the best scene. But it's just so much. It's just cool seeing everything about it, but also what I'm saying too. It's a lot. We go into the history, of our relationship.
We'll talk about.
And
that
I screwed up.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
All right.
But this girl's a great actress.
Yeah,
She's
she
very
was-
natural.
She was natural.
Yeah.
Very natural.
Thank you. I want to know how many Angry Orchards we drank that week. It was a bunch. Keith knew we had to have. That's one thing I love about my buddy Keith. He keeps me at Angry Orchards.
Knoxville home for you.
Yeah, the bar just has such a natural beauty anyway. And then of course you throw Joseph Merrill, who's the gaffer on this. You put him behind those lights and have him just.
So even in a scene like this where it seems super intimate, how many people are actually in the room?
You mean, like in the movie?
No, like in the room,
Right
like you know, I think just giving people a
everybody's in there.
perspective of like,
Right.
there could be 20 people in there right now, but it's just the two of you on
But even
camera,
like,
right?
look at the cars going out by there, right?
Mhm.
Just how authentic that looks compared to what you would have to do. And being in my hometown, they would have shut that street down for me if I wanted them. I'm like, no, let's leave that because we want it to look authentic. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, you've got Lewis on the camera, Dylan's focusing it, Matt is directing, you got Abdul, and then you got Joe is lighting, and Keith might be hanging around.
I'm innocent. I just want out. Got married too young for all the wrong reasons. Cheated.
I just think that's what I find to be really intimidating sometimes is it's not just you and your scene partner, it's all these other people watching everything you do, every single move, and whether you're, and then add on to the fact whether or not you're fully clothed or not, or, you know, the intimacy scene, so it's...
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing, Cassidy had said after we shot the scene where she disrobed, she goes, I was shocked that nobody looked at me. She goes, like they saw him like get more white on Eric's shirt or whatever, you know, you get a light here or there. And she goes, because they're professional, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we had very few people on that was the least amount of people we had on set. This is one of my favorite shots of the movie, and we didn't get near enough shots from this angle. Look at that.
Yeah, that is nice.
I think that is absolutely.
That is a great shot.
Yeah.
We should have shot the whole scene from there, but I think it ended up okay.
Oh, you shot the ending of it?
Yeah, we just only shot the ending of us doing the banter.
I like this scene. It was such a nice day.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
This actually was a nice day.
Yeah. Cool cabin.
No, the other one.
Those are great.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, it was.
People go and rent those.
So this is in Waverly?
No, this is in Portsmouth, just south of Waverly.
Okay.
So it's the same cabin that we woke up in.
They had a
nice
pool.
little porch on the back. And
cool.
They had a pool there. I swam in. It was awesome.
I'm gonna go.
About, I don't know, 5 a.m. I think.
Doing what?
Talking.
Really? She didn't seem like a conversationalist.
Who?
Simone.
Now, shooting in Ohio, random non sequitur, did you get like tax credits? Was there other incentives to shooting in
I
Ohio?
didn't need tax credits. I wasn't. Well, I mean, I just had these things given to me, right? Permission for nothing.
Gotcha.
I basically paid what it's cost me to rent this and got permission to shoot it. And so no, there was no incentive in that regard. It's just, plus you have people there. Like that's why we have 5 executive producers.
Yeah.
Troy came up with everything for the church, let us use his home for part of this, for a couple of scenes. And then Matt helps us with Shawnee Lodge. Matt also is on the fire department. So later we have an ambulance. And Chelsea said that she was on production that they paid $250,000 to have an ambulance for the day. And having a real ambulance in the background makes it look that much more authentic, right?
Sure,
so having these people that can get you the resources.
I don't feel bad though, strangely.
Did they film a lot in Ohio, do you think? Are there many film crews there?
Cincinnati is starting to have, they said, have a Netflix hub. I forgot somebody just shot. George Clooney's from, he says Cincinnati.
That's right.
Really from there.
Yeah, it's behind you all right.
Hey, you two. I made lunch, and this is my friend.
Daddy issues, girls.
Yeah, well, I mean, go back home. I'm telling you, there are tons of my friends who are like over 40. They're dating 25-year-old girls.
Is that right?
When I started dating after my divorce, I met a girl, and she said she was 25, and I was 42 at the time, or 3, and she said, I said, why? And we're friends still, and we only went out a couple times. She lives up in Connecticut, and I'm like, why are you interested in me? She goes, have you ever met a 25-year-old man? She goes, I want somebody with maturity.
Well said.
And there's women that is important.
Yeah.
This was a beautiful shot too. The setting itself, I mean, good night, the iPhone pictures we took were phenomenal. This was our last Ohio shoot day.
Oh, okay.
We had to shoot this scene twice. We shot the scene more times, but I'm saying we got rained out the first day, so we literally had to leave. And there's this one clip of Ron doing his line, you believe in God? And the thunder starts rolling. Of course. So it sounded like God.
Yeah, really.
And you? What do you do for a living, Will?
Yeah, I never thought to ask you.
Yeah, nobody cares. She's like, yeah, I never thought to ask you.
And he's okay with that. You know, the funny thing is, this called for us. Well, first of all, we had a different type of script. We had to change some things that we ended up because from the original script. But this scene was actually, we were sitting on a blanket on the ground.
Oh.
Ron and I were like, I don't want to sit down on the ground.
Yeah, really. Do yourself a favor.
Did it rain that day, or was it raining?
No, the rain the first time.
Oh, yeah.
We came back after we shot that scene with me and Chelsea, where he does the drugs. We come back here. We came back after that. We're able to get the scene shot then, and we're done because we were going to have to stay an extra day, which we didn't. We had like a buffer day because this is the last shoot day in Ohio, and then we flew the next day. We we stayed here. The next day we went into Cincinnati, and we all flew down to while the crew drove all the equipment down. Like even there's no stock images in this film. Like even Knoxville, when they drove to Florida, they drove through Knoxville and got road sign pictures.
Wow, yeah.
I know a few.
Lots of details.
That's Hannah. We haven't talked about Hannah. She was in the dance club.
She's so very interesting. And so sexy.
Her acting
Mia.
was so consistent. You know what I mean? Like it never faltered. Not that any of the others didn't, but I just found that it's easy when you know your actor knows the lines. And this film, we didn't have any issues with this film. My first one I was kind of rushed with some people and some of them, and it was a different time then too. Everybody's going through their own thing, 2020. But no, everyone on this was just spot on and extra level. But that image.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
So how do you know Mia?
Work. Well, actually, she was a cheerleader at a neighboring school. Rivals, I guess. I got to know her better at the club. She's different.
I love that red shirt.
That's your shirt.
Because it's the only shirt I really wear that
so cute.
Isn't like gray. Every shirt I have is gray or black.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the big red one, Ohio one. My teeth are purple. We didn't drink that much wine yet. So I don't know why there's a problem.
She says Dave wants his wife back.
I think coming up, this is my favorite line that I've ever written, I think.
Why?
Morgan, I'm not brilliant. But I've learned to not judge the actions of someone who's run out of
Because he's not talking about Dave.
Yeah.
He's talking about himself.
Yeah.
Run out of hope. Ooh, that's cute.
Mia brought you out here, I guess, to keep me occupied, huh?
You have to be there. Like it's easy to judge someone whenever things are going good. And I know people who things are going good for them now, but they've gone through their own, and they still come back. Whenever they get things to where they feel like they're right, they still have that judgmental attitude. And
I'm sorry about the whole being famous thing. I just
lack of empathy for people who are going through things, especially the church, can be there. You just need to get your life right. You need to go to the altar. Right. Well, maybe, but it's not that simple. Right. There's a bomb in Gilead, as the Bible says, but for many, there's other things going on.
I don't even want the life I created.
Well, if you didn't want it, then why did you create it?
But again, she was fun. And again, another actress who's only in a couple scenes deserves a lot more. But you just can't.
I wish I knew the answer to that.
So it seems like the movie really turned out pretty much the way you planned, or was there anything that did not go quite as planned? I mean,
I can tell you miracles. Like, remember I told you, and everything was flawless. There were a few things I had to deal with personally that don't have anything to do with the film. But others, as far as like logistically, everything was just phenomenal. Like that in the bar, I told you we didn't want to say anything that showed what in Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah. But the only thing in the room was there was a lottery machine that had an outline of the state of Ohio on the screen. So that was going to show it was like a rotating slideshow.
Yeah.
Like every fifth time was Ohio, and that was the only thing that was going to be in shots. It was like, we'll shoot around it. And they're like, well, just unplug it. I said, well, I know guys have lottery machines, and they might get in trouble if they do that.
Oh.
And the bar wasn't even supposed to be open that day. The lady from the State Lottery Commission walked in while we were talking about that. And we said, can we turn this off? She goes, just unplug it.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying that's miracles. That
yeah,
things
wow.
like that just kept happening. And even stuff that you think it's a bad thing, like the scene with Chelsea and him, how that worked out. It was so well done. From not acting, I'm talking about from a production standpoint, an editing standpoint. But if my extras had showed up, that was supposed to be there, that it didn't, I'm not quite feeling good, you know. These actresses actor I met out in in Ohio, and he had this other person was going to come, and she didn't know if she could come. So I'm like, you know, this is God telling me, no, you need to film this, find something different.
Yeah.
So even the things that didn't go well ended up having some things that were better.
I'm not sure. Hey, listen,
This song is one of Troy's. Troy Irvin has 4 songs in this film. Down the River, the one we just heard, At the Lake, and we had Basement of Hell when Ron and I are sitting at Lake White Club, and then we have this one's called How Can Jesus Love Me? So when you hear the words of this song and how it's just the weight that Will's just realizing what's happening, right?
I don't bother them. Plus, usually gets me bigger tips, so.
Well, listen, thanks for being cool. I mean, it's been a rough couple of weeks for him, as you might imagine.
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
I'm not sure what he can do. I mean, the church, that's gone. You don't come back from that.
Yeah.
He'd love to have his wife back.
Sure.
You, the way you were crying for me, I know you never showed that love in our marriage until.
Yeah, that could be the part 2 of let's see what Rebecca's doing this whole time.
Checking on Rebecca.
The different responses to Will and Dave to losing their marriage, that aspect of their life at that time, their attitude towards that. One who's made a mistake, and then another one who really just whatever I got to do to get out of this, I'm willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll lie to whoever I have to lie to. I mean, other thing, I don't know. It's like he lived a life though. His wife never suspected that he was going to be doing something wrong when he went out on his visits, right? So that's the kind of life he kind of lived in front of people.
Yeah.
How can Jesus love me?
Dave genuinely is really sorry for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching the film, well, I'll get back to it later, but whenever he goes back to Rebecca, or tries to, and Keith was sitting behind someone who said, he better give his heart back to the Lord if she takes him back. Because then the husband's like, well, maybe this is him giving his heart life back to the Lord. You know, like it's causing these real conversations. I forget which film festival it was, but whenever he walks in with the cookies, somebody in the crowd went, he brought those cookies! Like, oh, that's awesome. Because it's like, you know, people are feeling, because this is what happens in real life.
Yeah.
In order for there to be redemption, you have to have a fall, right?
Right.
And yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it should be.
Oh yeah.
Are you a preacher too?
I was. Until 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I gotta say...
A little controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next scene, one of my favorites with the Ron. This is so peaceful out here.
What'd you say?
The next scene.
Okay.
Oh, right here. This is.
I thought you said something about there being a Bron. What?
A what?
No, I swear that's right.
He's from Ohio.
I'm like,
Ron's from Ohio.
okay.
So how much whiskey we have back there?
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
It was.
Ron's actually driving that car.
I'm actually driving that car.
Nice.
It was
That's
beautiful.
right outside where my
So
son
nice there in Ohio. I really loved it.
So
there it is.
Yep, so
It's
peaceful
so
out here.
peaceful, and I'm wearing the shirt right now. This is the shirt I was
Oh,
wearing.
look at that. Look at that.
Yep.
He had sweat because we couldn't.
Yes.
He had to roll up the windows. We couldn't because of the sound. We had to
So hot. We're in a garage right now.
It's in a garage with green screens.
Yes.
And Ron's got sweat dripping down his arms.
This is our first shoot.
This is the first scene.
First scene that we shoot.
That we shot, yeah.
And I was dripping sweat right now, but I look pretty composed.
You do.
Like the heat is making me pass out, so I'm actually in a good place.
They said we couldn't drink alcohol. Yet Jesus turned water into wine. He only did that to keep the party going, man.
Yeah, once I
You kind of look like you're gonna pass out. I think a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm trying to laugh so I don't fall.
I improvised this whole line right
I don't
here.
want to have a heat stroke on the first day.
You know it's messed up what they did to Reverend Mallory, right? Following him around for a year and a half.
He went deep into my experiences and my feelings and what I felt about ministering with the group I did. I had my two gay cousins were in the.
Yeah, you added that line right there, and it worked.
Did that throw you off?
No, because he told me.
We
okay.
rehearsed it.
And all I had to do was go. It's not like, what's my line? And then
Okay,
line.
okay.
I just need to know my line.
This is one I love.
You got a point.
If homosexuality is so bad, then why didn't Jesus talk about it once, not one time? Hell, both my gay cousins got better marriages than I did.
In the room, and he went, "He's talking about us." And Daryl and Darren. Darren's my cousin. Daryl's his husband.
That's so cool.
Yeah, this was what it. Now I'm starting to get towards what I scripted, but yeah, just feeling like I got divorced and left the ministry, and not one person I ever worked for reached out to me. None of my superintendents, no one did.
Yeah.
To see how I was doing. They just assumed that
When
I
you left.
You know, went to New York and blah, whatever they assumed. Here's the thing that hurts worse, is they probably didn't even think about it, didn't care.
You know, probably sitting there listening to Connie, feeling sorry for her because I ran off. Of course, they're not going to hear the part where she quit having sex with me like 5 years ago. Now she's so.
I love this shot. Lewis did a great job. These are our shots too. This green screen. That's Lewis climbed in the back, and Lewis, he's not a small guy, right? But he climbed in the back of my Jeep, and these are all his shots. And we basically just drove around Westchester County because it's the summer.
Oh, gotcha.
So you can't really tell where we are, right?
Yeah.
But no, these are all these are our shots. Lewis shooting, and he is so phenomenal because he knows, where to shoot, which ones need to be for the back, which ones need to be for the front. If you're seeing Ron, if you're seeing me, it's
Yeah.
But this sequence here is quite frankly why I wanted Ron when I did this movie. Ron was the first person I reached out to. Yes. Because in midlife, how good he had done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not that the other actors didn't do good, but Ron knew his lines on point. He kept the emotions where they needed to be, and it was simple. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was like it was with Anna, but Anna and Bill and I had rehearsed those scenes on Zoom meetings for months before.
Yeah.
I never acted with Ron before that day.
That's right.
Wow.
It was our first time acting together, right?
No, midlife was.
But you knew each other, right?
Right. I mean, in this movie.
Well,
Did you not know each other before midlife?
Yeah, well, we knew each other from comedy.
Just before.
Yeah.
Just before.
I need to listen to that shit twice.
Courtney? That little wretched skank?
Does it matter? Connie, does it matter?
Do you realize how this makes me look?
Like a victim?
You piece of shit. You're done, Will.
I'm taking everything. I bet a lot of women have said that. I'm taking everything.
You're in for a shock. I ain't got.
Don't say that to you. Yeah.
No, but it was this sequence that I knew that Ron would be able to carry this.
I think I'm starting to understand suicide by cop.
What?
When a person wants to end their life and they rush a cop with a weapon because they know the cop's going to shoot them. They're no danger to the cop. They just want their life to be over.
So?
I think that's what I've just done.
Now we're moving into another scene. Here's another decision I made. Talk about casting.
Mm-hmm.
This next scene is at a tent meeting, which is on the property that Matt owns. It's Matt Taylor's. He put the tents up. He made it look. He did the set deck here. He did all those things.
You thought that last scene was hot. This was hot. 100 degrees outside.
Look at my shirt.
Look at sweaty he is right there.
Oh my God.
His shirt.
And I've been driving an air conditioning car in the movie. That guy's brought a dog. The dog never moved the whole time. So casting.
They're amazing.
This preacher.
We're sweating our heads
I
off.
actually put an application or a job posting for this.
What a great actor this guy is.
But then as more I thought about it, I'm like, why would I hire somebody, fly them from here or wherever they are?
One of them exists, am I right? Yeah. Now, they used to say that the church was too heavenly, that it had no worldly good. But folks, have you seen some of those?
I was so proud of him that I forgot to act. I was like smiling, and you know what I mean? Like I was just
you're in it.
Yeah, when they were shooting this shot, I was just sitting there smiling.
That's great. Yeah.
But he was, again, one of my best friends from college, and he's just such a great person. And and all that.
Had he ever been in a film before?
Never.
Wow.
We were, I guess Matt's story, whenever we were, this is years ago before I think I was going through my divorce, and shortly after that he went through one as well. But he had a couple of drinks, and he said, we're just sitting at a table, I got to thinking, we could ever find something, we could be the shit. And I literally jumped out of my chair laughing so hard. So we've been saying that. So I said, we did find something.
There you go.
Too late for you to come home. Oh, here we go. Got one coming now, son.
These extras are great.
They're all amazing.
Teresa is there. Teresa Montgomery. No, Teresa Stevens. I'm sorry. Well, Montgomery's her name now. But
I'm sweating. It's
so awful. We left
It's a dark shirt that you can't tell. It's smart.
About a quarter of a mile, not a quarter of a mile, but a good distance away from the car. There's a car running with the air conditioner on.
That's right.
That guy right there is my friend Phil Gillum. We're friends from Bible quizzing days years and years ago. His jacket was so drenched in sweat.
I was going to say, what the heck is he doing with a jacket on?
You gotta love him.
Oh, man.
That guy's committed.
So committed. They
really all
Wow.
were great. Such amazing people. Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah, they
So
showed
tell me about. I'm not familiar with these tents. So that's a real thing. That still happens. Where would you find something like that?
They're happening all over the place. They just aren't as big as they used to be. And most of them that have existed now and that have grown have built permanent structures now, right? But years ago, these tents would happen. So it's
like on a Sunday? No, seriously,
it'd be a revival service. It'd be probably a week-long services where you have every night you have a service.
Oh, okay, like in a park, like where would this?
Church. You can actually have it outside the church grounds, or they can be on a farm. And there's all kinds of different places to do it. There's a bunch of them down home. I can't remember all the names of them, but there are a bunch of them.
You're probably like, I need to be baptized. I need to be like, where's the lake?
Yeah. And that guy, he's a great musician too. The guy, the kid right here.
Praise up in here. Woo! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Amen.
This is the big scene. This is my favorite scene. The biggest.
When he's filming this, one of the takes, a guy rides by in a riding lawnmower.
You seriously can't be upset.
Leave me be.
Dude, seriously.
I'm gonna.
I really wish I threw you more there, but what are you gonna do?
Well, you're restraining yourself because you got Jesus in your heart.
Right.
Tap your talent.
The fuck is wrong with you? Those people are idiots.
They're not idiots, Will. They're people searching.
That's where the lawnmower guy went by.
Lawnmower guy came
on the road.
Did he kill your favorite take?
No, we didn't get to.
No.
But it was so
He
funny.
drove down the gas station to get gas. His lawnmower.
Well, you didn't keep it in?
No, I've got it. I just
Right, the extra take is so funny.
It
though.
is funny.
He posted it.
Yeah, I've got it. I'll show you the take.
It's really funny. And the lawnmower comes. The guy's driving a lawnmower down the road.
Again, I could have shut down the street. They would have done that. But I wanted these cars moving.
Right,
right. Because then if you don't do that, then you have to choreograph it and have people driving behind you and stuff.
There's another 100 degrees out too. It's another hot day.
Nobody paid the weather gods? That wasn't part of the budget?
No.
What's the big camp line? Did I already say it?
Genuinely love preaching, but you don't. You never did. You never took it seriously. It was always just a joke. It was a game.
You're so full of shit.
Am I? You've been wanting to pull
meeting gag. I couldn't say camp meeting.
You could say campus meeting.
I would say campus meeting.
Campus meeting.
You're the only person that
I kept screwing up, and that's a big, I'm in the middle of the speech.
It's just one take he does. And
I'm like, campus meeting.
Don't you hate that?
That's what he said. It was so funny. Come on, let's do it again.
I still love it though. It's beautifully shot. It's just
I
just like there's a lot of animation in the acting,
Well,
and the writing, and I love the writing too. About him breaking down on him.
They have on the behind the scenes, we got us choreographing that scene where you're trying to figure out whether you're going to jump up back on the sidewalk over the puddle or not. That was funny. Yeah, and I love this shot. I don't know how in the world we don't see the cameraman in this shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and across the street.
I mean, Lewis. These guys just know what they're doing. They need to be hired by everyone.
That is Lewis Kent.
Yes, we love Lewis.
Yeah, but I got
Genius.
all of us trying to go, talking about how we want to do the scene, how we want to choreograph it, because you don't always know where the space is going to be, right? So you can't choreograph it, and we could have pushed him up against a car, but that's like a $60,000 car that Troy let us borrow, so I can't be knocking his mirror off and stuff.
Right.
We have insurance, but I'm not going to be stupid and my friend.
Right.
So, yeah, so again, there's a big puddle right there. They had to step over.
Oh.
It's just, and again, there's nothing in this shot that couldn't be in Knoxville, Tennessee, right? There's no 740 area code numbers. There's nothing. This is Thorns. This is the song Thorns by Cassidy Joy. She wrote this song about 2 days or 3, probably around right after she got back to Florida. She was on the first shoot day was me. Second shoot day was me and Ron. And then Cassie was there for the next 2 days, and since she flew home. She wrote this song, and I really never realized how powerful. This is DJ Harris. He's a friend of mine from back home, and his job was to sit there and say, "Honey, can I get another beer?" That's all it was, which he's probably done 30 times a day for the last 30 years. No, but he was very excited about it. Donnie said, "Hey, if you give him a line, he won't leave." So that's why we kept him.
Yeah.
But he kept rehearsing it in different ways, trying to decide, said it the same exact way every time. Didn't give us anything else. But no, this song, I had to type out the words for the captions, for for submissions and stuff. And these words are so
I think
powerful.
it's all it takes to be successful.
She wrote this, huh?
She wrote it, and then she sent me this version, saying, "If you like it, I'll redo it." I'm like, "Why would you redo this?"
Wow.
It is, well, she has a studio in her home, but she's going to go into a big studio. And
That's cool, yeah.
She's just talented. She's one of the most talented singers I've ever
That's the reason I'm not as successful as he is. You think he's right?
Only matters what you think.
All the Bibles say that I would be okay if I would repent from my desires, right? But my desires burn like fire.
Oh, that's the lyric. I thought.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. Okay.
Even God can. My desires burn with fire. I'm not sure that even God can save my soul. I wasn't confessing anything.
Oh my God. Okay. No, it's just like.
See, look, he used the bathroom. See it?
Yes.
Okay.
That wasn't. We didn't tell him to do that.
Donnie goes to the bathroom.
No, that wasn't Donnie. That was DJ.
Oh, that was DJ.
He just gets up and goes right in the middle of the take. Didn't tell us nothing. Just got up and went. You know how real that is?
That was so
if he was on set at a big production, they'd be like, "Okay, as soon as he says this line, you get up and go to the restroom and do that every time."
Right. True.
He just went to pee whenever he had to pee.
Yeah.
And I think that was just amazing.
Hi, this is Rebecca. Leave a message, and God bless.
Is that the phone?
Oh,
Same
that's
phone?
the phone.
That's it. Wow, one of the
I like
stars of God's will. We got
that.
the shirt.
Nice.
All these shoes are from God's will.
Wow.
God's will.
They
Get
let
your
you keep your
let us keep
wardrobe.
everything.
That
Get
is
your God's
so
will
nice.
tchotchkes.
Wow. Yeah. Are you selling the official God's
Yes,
will phone
this cover
case?
is going for $30,000.
This is where
It's going to be in a.
It's at Christie's.
Yeah. I know this is going to be in a case
Oh my
somewhere
gosh.
someday.
It's going to be at the
along
Hard
with that
Rock.
sweaty shirt.
The Hard Rock in
Which one?
Cincinnati.
Oh, that's
sweat-
the shirt?
Yeah.
We have the sweat still in it.
Yeah. You know, mannequins. I can see it now.
They're still playing
The
Hollywood
Film
here,
Hall of Fame.
Kept the sweat in it for authenticity.
It's crusty. Salt.
But the guys are like, see, I had to do a lot of research on how to do this.
Did
too.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I did okay, but I'm still.
Is that like
working on
watered down maple syrup? What is that?
it. No, it's a bottle of Jack Daniels.
A real one?
I'm just not
No,
drinking.
it's not.
I'm not. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm just not drinking.
Hey.
Hey, you.
This is the first scene you guys did with these guys,
I
right?
had never. I met Madison earlier that day.
Yep.
And it's
Too bad they're not better looking. I mean,
We were trying to
really.
go for like the uglier the better.
You know.
The Hollywood
And
stars.
that you know, it's just yeah.
we
Great
don't-
costumes.
It is a great costume.
There's two people in this scene that I think need to give a shout out. Number one, Madison. This is the first time she's ever acted in anything this big. She's the actress with the least experience. And I think what she does in this scene is much more difficult than what I and Cassidy had to do in the other scene. You know what I mean? Because of the way she had to act it. Also, these lights. This is all we have no external lights other than what are in the fixtures.
Wow. Yeah.
And those are all LED lights that we filming lights or whatever. I don't know technical stuff. It really makes Lewis upset that I won't learn it either. But most of the time you would want to light this. But Joey, most people I've worked with as a gaffer would say, "Where should I put my lights?" First thing he says, "Do I need lights in here?" You know what I mean? Do I even need to do anything? So once he put these in and saw how it was, just the look of this scene is like a Tarantino film.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sunshine. Excuse me, ladies. We gotta freshen up.
Okay.
Be
Don't
right.
hurt yourself.
Oh shit, I'm gonna be fine.
All right. And that's my cue.
What? Wait, you're leaving me here?
I won't be far.
Mia.
Did she stay in New York or did she move back out to LA?
Who?
Chelsea.
Chelsea chases the job, so she's in New York right now.
Bye.
Hey, you need some help?
No, I'm good.
No, let me help you.
All right.
Again, this is our first time. We shot this 8 times, I think. But there's a couple places where you could do a cut, like when Simone passed by her, you could that was a built-in place where you could cut to a different take. But other than that, this is all one from the beginning.
This is my home now.
This cabin.
This cabin is my home.
Yeah, like I said, first time we talked a lot, of course, but this is the first time we'd ever been in the room together.
What you got there?
Oh, it's probably not for you.
Try me.
Okay. Well, if you can walk over here, I might let you have some of this.
Again, I've had to practice, getting up while you're intoxicated, and it's not always easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, talk about wardrobe. That's the same shirt that was wet the one time.
Yeah.
The one that we fought in, and those were shot,
So it's well worn.
Well, yeah, but it was all. But it was. Yeah, luckily the camp meeting was the last one I shot in it. So that the sweaty sweaty time.
That nice. Yeah.
That was the last part. The first one I shot in it was the fight on the street. No, the first one I shot was the car. But again, so I had to have that shirt with me in Williamsburg, Ohio, near Cincinnati.
Uh-huh.
Then I had to take it to Waverly 3 days later.
Right.
Then the following week, on Monday, which is this day, I had to have that shirt.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I had to go wear that shirt in the camp meeting. So you just have to coordinate that. And you'd like to have enough money where you got somebody that's their job.
Right.
But no, you have to keep track of what that is. I just thought she did phenomenal here. Like even here, I did. Like people are like, you kissed her. I didn't kiss her. Because these are like added in effects. It's an uncomfortable scene for me to watch. It's funny if you see.
Yeah, I know.
If you see,
I know it's not all that different than what we saw out Ron's window about half an hour ago. So,
This is a close-up.
what
right.
we did with
pretty
this.
much.
This is how we did this one. We took
Scary but true.
Each of the 8 takes, we put those all together to make it seem like it's long.
Yeah.
We have one take we did that was from here, and so you see what I did. I just I just knelt beside her out of frame.
Yeah.
So when you watch it though, it's like she's doing all these things and nobody's even doing it.
Right. Acting.
Have you ever had to do a scene like that?
Not like that, no. In a stage play, though, I had to get like into my underwear.
Oh yeah.
That was and it was and I was having an affair in rehab.
Really?
Yeah.
How was the scene? Was it scary? Was it fun to do?
It was
challenging.
It was challenging.
Different,
yeah.
different.
Especially because it was it was a theater the size of this living room, and my best friend, my friends come to see me, and like I'm in my underwear here, and they're sitting there, and it was like, you know,
Hey guys, this is your friend.
That's
it was,
funny.
yeah.
So you're
it
not on a
was-
theater like in Broadway stage or a huge thing like that.
No, honey, it was like right around the corner, 48th and 9th. I don't know.
Yeah, all these
The
small
players or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. I learned a lot, though. I will say that.
That's a hard thing to navigate, I think, for a woman, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've handled it really. We do a lot of things, Keith and I. See, there's the ambulance I was talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really raining there, and Lewis really wanted to have that shot with without the umbrella. I don't hate it with the umbrella. I understand why he wanted it because it would be much more.
Go be with him?
I can't, Dave. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a rough night because we were trying to get this done. The storm, the rain, they were trying to hold lights out there, and it was a testy time for the cast and the crew. It was just a testy moment. It was an ordeal, but we got through it. I mean, it's what happens. Making a movie is it's a war. You know what I mean? Like it's a miracle any movie ever gets made, right? It is.
Yes.
I don't know how it happens.
Yes.
I really don't know.
This was the hottest day. 300 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got behind the scenes footage of this. The sun's like 5 feet from my face. But see how this location, that's my friend Donnie, that's his mom's home right in front of us.
Wow.
We're filming from his brother Nate's home. But you notice how that is similar to where he went and set remember when Cassidy came over to me after I left the church?
Yeah.
That it's kind of that same down the hill and up the valley type thing.
Yeah.
A little bit, well, it really isn't that much different, but the way it was shot, it's that hill that we're on in this scene is higher than the hill that we were on in the other one.
Gotcha.
This has got some little things, important things. That's that's Donnie's grandpa's Bible.
I sleep all day, stay up all night, get a small
Pike County Fair, that's where we are, right? That's where I'm from, but we're in Tennessee still here.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why you'll see a lot of Ohio stuff. My button is unbuttoned right there. I did not mean to do that. This song is from Nicholas Jamerson. I met Nicholas, we were out scouting locations, and by chance I went to a party there they are! Yeah.
Aw, I like him again.
But back to my
It's a
wife. That's why
fun
it's a
day.
good movie. One guy goes back to his wife, the other one chooses not to.
Spoilers.
Well, you know.
But anyway, this song though, he was at a party and they hired this guy to sing, and so I just happened to hear this song and I thought this fits the theme of my movie because it's very Appalachian. The kid's from Eastern Kentucky, but he was pretty wild for a preacher's kid. Then there's another one. Yep.
It's Keith's big moment.
Yeah, can I help you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Dave, and this is my wife, Becky. We're starting a new church up on Toledo Street.
Hold on a minute. Aren't you that preacher on the TV?
Yes, I was. We're starting again down here.
Why would I want to go hear you?
It's okay if you don't, sir. We understand. But my husband's story is one of redemption. We hope you decide to come hear it sometime.
Oh, but it would have been fun to improv. Like, don't be a dumb idiot.
You're going to hell. You know it. You need Jesus. But I like
Next
this shot
time.
because
You were the best.
all the like when we used all the stuff early on, when we were using stuff from the film, I was using the pictures from where you had a very little makeup on and you were looking bad and
right.
because that was the story really of you
Yeah.
were brokenhearted, but that's not indicative of how you appear. And I get in trouble for shutting that computer because it was Lewis's and he was actually uploading stuff. So, and I didn't know that.
Our height is hilarious.
Yeah.
What are you like? 5'2"?
3.
This. Now the tent was hot.
Nobody told me to wear
Our
heels.
wedding pictures must have been ridiculous.
The tent was hot.
And I could have like jumped up on your back or something. You're like, let's go.
The difference right there, you can really see it right there.
Oh,
Yeah, this was
God's
hot.
will too.
This was 100 degrees.
Oh, it was awful. It was so hot.
What Rebecca did the whole time, and
Yeah, it was. It was hot. Well, that's the other thing about this movie too. That was intentional because Ron's about You're 6'3"?
6'4".
6'4". Okay, so Ron's 4 inches taller than me. I'm not small, but I'm. So in this movie, you never see how much taller he is than me until we fight on the street.
Right, that's true.
And that was intentional because
That's
I
great.
want to put him down
Yeah.
here and Will
Yeah.
to be the superior one,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Morally, and until
Yeah.
he remembers who he is and why he is, and so he exerts that on Will instead of letting Will be the one who tells him where they're going to stay, tells him where they're going to go, and all that stuff that he's been doing the whole movie. This scene was, again, how hot it was.
No,
as
this
good as
was
she
the
did.
hottest.
She didn't sweat her.
I had to
nothing.
stay inside. It was so hot. You guys were outside shooting.
Whew.
Had all the dogs and animals there. It was great.
No one else has mentioned Jesus. They've talked about how I've hurt the church or ruined my marriage or how I'm a stumbling block to Christians, but not one person's mentioned Jesus. Except you. That's what I love about you. That's why I love you. I don't expect anything back. I just know that right now, in this moment, right here, I love you. And I know I always will, even if you never feel the same.
Yeah. P.S.
I just love the way she brings this out, where she does love him, but she can't do it because I think she sees him as a fixer-upper, right? And she's had a couple of those.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I think she knows if they stay together that eventually something would happen, or maybe she's afraid of her own self being hurt again. But this scene here is, again, see my shirt, how hot it is?
Yeah.
Just up and down that fence row.
I thought you were going to say that you got in trouble because Apple came down on you like.
Oh, no.
It was, no, I'm just kidding.
Him. I give it
Or whoever trademarked whatever those little sayings were in the back.
Oh, yeah. That's so stupid. Those country things.
Yeah.
There we go.
Aw,
Those dogs are
puppies.
great. Matt yelled cut. That's why they stopped. They're great acting dogs.
They really were. They're right. They went back to one.
Also, Donnie's mom, Kathy, she got mad at me because I wouldn't pet this donkey.
Really?
You would not, or
Well,
you would?
she saw the movie in person in Chillicothe when we showed it out there. But the donkey comes up to us, right?
Yeah.
I'm allergic to animals, so I can't have the
All animals?
Well, anything like that. I would,
These kind of things.
So being away like this, where we were outside. If I went into their barn, I wouldn't be able to see after that.
That is very.
Oh my God!
He
Really?
just wanted to pet you. Wanted you to pet him.
No, he just wanted to get away from you.
Oh,
she was so mad at me. No, she wasn't mad at me, but she was. I'm allergic, Kathy. You know that.
Yeah, you do look like kind of a jerk there. Sorry.
That's when he really.
PETA is going to come after you.
He turned on the animals.
I've worked with some very beautiful people, present company included.
Oh,
But I can't tell you, just because of the time of day, the way this shot was lit, she just looked. Her face was just lit up so well. That's my uncle, my mom's cousin, my second cousin. His name's Larry. He's sitting there in the background, and his grandson is with him, and his wife's there too, but she's just not in the frame.
And did you shoot this the same day you did the other scene?
Yeah, we shot the scene.
Right.
That's what I said. But you asked why you decide what you're going to shoot at the scene.
Right.
So now we have this place that gave me this place
Right.
for free for as long as I wanted it.
That was the same day we shot out there?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Same.
So much pressure, like every day. But hey, we have an amazing son. We're gonna be holding our grandbaby in 3 months.
Yeah. I guess we'll be connected forever. Might as well make the best.
She's so great. Well, we actually shot. Okay, so in the morning we shot the scene where she yells at me in the kitchen.
Right.
And the one where I get the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
We shot that in the morning. Then we rode out here, shot this scene, and then we shot Ron's and I's scene. It's in the same place. Just different. These are different extras.
Yeah.
This place stayed open for it. Lake White Club. Kevin Ross owns it. He's meant a lot to my career. I've been able to do shows out there in that club. There's a nice bar downstairs too, and they fed us. You know, they were going to do it for free, but we paid.
Wow.
Yeah, they were so good about taking care of us. Jeff Davis was the manager at the time.
Where does Rudy live?
Now Ruby lives down in D.C. She
stays. DC, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
she's.
right.
I don't know if she does, but her husband's got a contract job of some kind. But yeah, they're ex-military, ex-Marines.
Wow.
She has an 18-year-old son who's in the Marines, and it's just amazing.
She has her own story she's trying to produce.
She's great actor.
Cool.
She's got a lot of things. Well, she was actually going to film a film in Ohio the same week that we were filming out there. That's why she happened to be out there. That film got canceled because of some equipment they needed. And that's why she was out there, and they just decided to make a little vacation out of it with her and her husband. So,
Nice.
yeah, she didn't even have any.
It's God's will.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's another thing that's God's will, right? Well, how about
There
you?
could be a list. The top 10 God's will of God's will.
Well, you happen to be in Indiana, right?
David
Gail.
David Letterman.
That's why we're amazed
Number
by
10.
Gail's incredible dramatic acting when she does so much comedy.
Oh my God.
I remember when I met you, you were so funny that day.
We had so much fun in that church. Oh my
We
God.
really did.
Me too, Will.
Yeah, that was fun.
Remember we put you up high?
I know, yeah. And yeah, pushed me down.
Pushed you down
Yeah.
with your
I was
cup.
going to sue, but here we go. Speaking of which.
We're here.
Yeah.
This is the only
that day, right?
song we
This is
bought.
that day.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
this is
right.
not a-
Yep.
This is not what song wasn't originally.
I can't remember what stories you were spinning.
This guy's like an evil preacher.
Yeah. He was telling jokes.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of jokes.
I need to get
Yeah,
back.
you were.
That's one
That
thing I
was
haven't looked
fun.
at. I haven't looked at the
I
footage.
was doing
We
my
have it.
routines with
Yeah.
the Bible. I'm just not sure
Because
that's
this is
religious.
recorded, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got it on the page. I can
Yeah.
know what he said.
Yeah.
Now you guys came in
Yeah.
to watch the greatness.
To be near.
Look, he's back doing what he
Yeah.
loves most.
That's right.
Yep.
I would love to really put in what you actually.
I know. That would be hilarious. I would love to hear that
I
too.
don't think it would fit the movie.
But it would be
Two Jews
hilarious.
walking to a bus.
I can't remember what we were talking about. We did have some good
There's
conversations.
Lori Graves, another executive producer. She's the one that got us this location. And she got Nikki's house, which I know Nikki too, but I just didn't know Nikki had married David, and they had that house that you guys was your kitchen.
Yeah, wow.
That's how we
Amazing
got
house.
that. There's the man.
There he is.
Takes off his hat.
Yeah.
It's like serious.
And
now.
there
He's like the
my
church
mama.
bouncer.
There's my mama.
Do not mess with that guy.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys knew that she wanted a picture of everybody.
Yes.
Yes, I
Except
know.
me.
Yeah. Oh.
She didn't get a picture
There's
with me.
my wife. Look at her. She's so impressed, my wife.
I'm like, oh my God.
With the fish.
I know. Yeah.
Right next to
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, I know. Oh, I've had that. That was. I either had that or it might have been my grandmother's actually. Yeah. Yeah. I can bring out
I
my
live in an
Christian
apartment in New York, and I
lineage.
can see people taking showers.
You all gotta come.
You guys gotta come to see naked people in the windows. Really?
It's meant to be.
It's God's will.
See, I like that shirt. I like that color. I like the blue.
Oh, you don't say, do you, Ron? Oh, okay.
Forget the
Yeah.
past transgression.
That's right.
This guy.
I
is fantastic.
just,
His
yeah.
shirt doesn't really fit him right there. It's a little bit far out back.
You're just getting back into it. You know what I mean?
He got it at Goodwill.
Yeah, the famous preacher. Just,
Everything's with will. God's will, good will. There he goes,
Oh,
my
yeah.
producer.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for hiring
yeah,
me.
that's right.
Look at my wife, my small wife. She's so, it looks like she's been put in the frame.
I'm on a box.
are you standing on a box there?
Yes.
Sure, is she on it?
I think I am. What a damn apple box. If you guys, like Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
There.
Yeah.
This is right.
So are you on a box there?
Yeah.
But you walked
I
off
think
screen,
so. Well, I know because which I had to do very gracefully. A couple times that didn't work out so well because I'm a klutz.
One of the things, my microphone falls down. I don't like using ADR, but we had to use it on this next scene because of my microphone. Nobody noticed it fell. So we got some audio from.
That was a pretty firm handshake.
Well,
I was like, wow.
I like the next line you say. It's
Planning on keeping her around a little bit.
Well, that would be
nice. Nice. That's a very Karen. Nice.
Judgmental. That's a preacher's wife.
Oh
Totally
yeah,
Karen.
yeah. Well,
Totally Karen.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a very Midwestern nice. In other words,
Bless you.
bitch.
Home wrecking.
That is good.
Bitch. Come back and see us.
Not sure that I believe in myself or not, but I think these stories need to be told.
Good. Good.
No, like I said, well, one thing Ron and I did before we got on set, because we've done things, obviously we had midlife and we've been together, but we intentionally did stuff, like we went to like the Yankee game together with Gerard, and we went to get drinks a couple times, did a few things just to kind of build that chemistry, and I think it showed very quickly that we had it. Well, I did a jersey swap. You probably don't know what a jersey swap is. I traded my Reds jersey for a guy with a Mets shirt. It wasn't a jersey.
Oh, at the game, you mean?
At the bar afterwards.
Oh, at the bar afterwards.
He's like, he was hammered drunk, his kid was. He's like, I think I want to work for the Reds now. I said, well, give me the shirt. So I come home the next day, and I'm like, what the heck is that Mets shirt? Oh, shoot, I forgot.
Again, research for the role. Yeah.
Even this scene, one of the things that happens in it is a train goes by right when we're shooting it. So that's a natural sound.
That's great.
What I liked, and I just noticed, is like it's so warm inside the church and it's so cool. That's probably a Lewis Kent move right there. But there's such contrast.
Yes. Well, he did a great job with this. Actually, the coloring...
It's like another world.
Dylan did the coloring, the final coloring. Yeah, Dylan, these kids are... It's one of the things when you're smaller budget, you find young people who have amazing talent because you give them... Yeah, you pay them. Don't do it for free. But you're not going to be able to pay them what you pay a person who's been doing it 30 years. But they're probably going to be more eager to do it, and they're going to be happy for the opportunity. And there's just 3 of them, and an audio guy. That's your crew, and your director.
Yeah.
Crew of 5. Lewis and I would go to all these things. It even happened with Midlife. We'd go festivals, and there'd be a short film that was 10 minutes, and their crew list and cast list was basically 60 people, and we got like 5 of them, maybe, and then half of them are made up.
Yeah.
So, Harold Thacker. Nobody's ever met Harold. I dedicate everything I do to Harold Thacker.
Okay.
We made him up. He made him up as a camper. We just made him up.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid, a counselor at camp, we made this kid up named Harold Thacker, and we made everybody in the camp believe that Harold Thacker was real.
Okay.
Like we'd call him for
like
detail.
my husband.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. This is why.
So Brian Payne's in the credits, probably.
This shot got started a little later than I wanted. We were supposed to leave and be there right when sun come up, but we didn't quite make it and get set up in time. And I was kind of aggravated at the crew, and they knew I was. I forgave them, obviously, but I wanted to get the sun coming up. But we still got the shot.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
But we had a day off before we shot this, so I took them to. We had a pool party at Keith's, so they all partook a little too much, and now keep in mind I was up. Keith and I were up.
Noted.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
I'm like Ozzy Osbourne, keeping up with you, I'm lapping you, mate. So I wanted to get in better shape for the movie, but then I didn't want to. No, not that. I didn't think it was believable if I was ripped. You know what I mean? Like a ripped person.
Right.
That was my excuse.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be ripped.
Yeah.
That's what,
Exactly. Yeah.
I had a dream.
Is that a hickey on the side of your?
No, that's a spider bite from the lodge.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. It was there for like 6 months.
Wow. It looks like a
hickeys on this. The fact that you thought that a hickey.
One of the dancers did.
You've given me great insight into Gail. She gives hickeys on people's sides. She takes off her clothes.
Is there a limitation on where you can give hickeys?
Nope.
Is there a rule book? Man, what do you do in Ohio?
Brian's into and gets hickeys on the side.
Spider baits.
This scene we cut up a lot because we changed how it ended. We actually decided after we saw this scene that this is the end of the movie.
We were going to do a sequel from the pole to the pulpit. She gets converted from the pole to the pulpit.
One of the things I'll say about Madison, like I said,
I'm like envisioning it. I like it.
One of the
It's a great sequel, right?
I do. I like it.
From the pole to the pulpit.
I like it.
This is one of the places where I thought she really shone through. There were
like seeing a little Ozark.
She was just phenomenal.
You know, like in the back of that clip. Sorry, what you were saying?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Well, we went from the church
I just said
to the strip club.
I
so you
said
go from the
she
strip club to the church.
As an actress,
I like that.
there were certain moments where she really delivered, and this was one of them.
Yes,
I thought
sorry.
she did. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would go straight to church on Sunday mornings from the club. You know, it's so weird that I had to hide from people at the club that I went to church.
Yeah, we had each other crying because it really, this scene really means a lot to both of her and I because of the way our experiences were with the church.
About what you said out at the lake? About how becoming a preacher was what your grandma wanted you to be? That's one of the things that I hate.
It's a subculture that really can be hurtful and judgmental. Right here, this line. But we were. I wish we'd have done more takes, but that's probably the only thing I wish I could do. If I'd do it back again, I'd get more takes to have more. But we shot it flawlessly and it went right to script.
More what? More
takes, just more things to look at, more options.
For variety. I see.
Well, just you never know. You know what I mean? Like you never know what you're gonna get on that if you dig a little deeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And especially since we ended up cutting the scene. Originally, the scene was about twice as much, but we changed the ending.
Do you realize just how agonizing it is to have your wardrobe examined every single morning? Mia, that top is too low. That skirt, too short. I'm like, Mom, I'm 10.
At least you dealt with it when you were young. I pushed every single urge
And this
to
is
rebel
Keith. That's
down.
where we are now.
Oh, okay.
And this is the second to last day of shooting. This is in Florida.
This is the second to last?
The last day was the strip club.
Oh, that was the last day.
Yeah, that was the last day,
This was
remember?
before it. Oh, yeah.
We shot this first.
That's right, strip club was the last day.
Because we all got to the Florida. Then we had everybody got there, so we had a pool party at
That's
Keith's
right.
that night.
That's right.
And then those guys overslept. And then we came back and shot this scene. And we got done with the scene probably around 3 or 4. Then we had to be at the club at 2.
But you were up.
What do you
That's
mean?
what I heard.
I was up.
For the.
Yeah, them kids ain't got no amateurs.
I love the ending.
But I did learn you probably shouldn't get your crew hammered drunk the night before you want to get them up at 5 in the morning. You learn. This is a learning process,
Note
right?
to self.
Losing Religion, Finding Jesus by William Gallimore.
Here's to losing your religion.
Nice.
That was it. And this song is Troy Irvin too.
It's Troy.
It's called All Washed Away. He wrote this song. I was actually going to try to get a song from a guy named Jason Kraft. He's a Grammy-winning Christian singer. And I know his old drummer. And so he gave me his information. He's actually being managed now by one of the guys from Rascal Flatts. Right? So it wasn't going to be out of question. But I heard this song with Troy's. I'm like, this is better than that song. And it tells the story so well. I was crying. I'm like, when did you write this? He got his just like a week ago. And he played it on his guitar. And then he went down. He literally, after I told him I wanted to use this song, after we left his place, somewhere between there and before we started editing, he had gone down to Nashville and recorded this song in a studio.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the funny thing about Troy, I've told him this many times. I've been around Troy since I was a teenager, right? We preached together. We had a radio show.
Wow.
We had a radio show together in college where we preach. We do meetings, like week-long meetings together, where we each take turns preaching every other night, and all that. And so whenever people start hearing his music, I'm like, is he really good? Like, is he good? Because I've always known. I don't know.
Yes.
So that was it.
Yay.
Thank you.
So losing your religion.
Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the support we got from everyone.
Blood of Christ is deeper than my sin, and it flows even faster to the places that I've been. Doesn't matter where you've been, how far you have gone, He will forgive your sin. He'll right every wrong. Just put your trust in Him. You will hear Him say, Son, I forgive you. It's all washed away. So I never Then I knew in my heart, this is why he died. He said it doesn't matter where you've been, how far you have gone. He will forgive your sin, he'll right every wrong. Just put your trust in him. You